Good day everyone, and now we will discuss about information system and supply chain management. What is the objective of it? First, to understand of the primary difference between logistic and supply chain management, understanding of individual purposes of supply chain management, and this interrelationship with individual comparisons, companies, and across the supply chain. Then, an understanding of management components of supply chain management, and lastly, an understanding of the tools and techniques useful in supply chain management. All of these we will discuss ng mga kagrupo ko later on. Now, let's define what is retail. Retail is a connecting customer with vendors who wants to provide merchandise. It is a retail responsibility to gauge customer needs and wants and work in other members of supply chain, distributor, vendors, and transportation of companies. Meaning, a retail is a person or business that you can purchase goods from. Retail typically don't manufacture their own items. They purchase goods from a manufacturer or wholesaler and sell the goods to consumers in the small quantities.
So, supply chain management or tinatawag na SCM is a set of business activities that manage the movement of products to retail distribution, centers and stores, and the exchange of information between retailers and vendors. So, bibigyan ko kayo ng example. Ito yung nakuha ko sa Google. From raw material supplier, manufacturing, distribution, retail location, then lastly is the customer. Yung pinaka-example nito is yung sa raw materials is yung abaka, tapos si supplier kukunin doon and then ibebenta sa manufacturing. Yung abaka gagawing is either sinulid or gagawin ng mga damit, ganon. Then i-distribute yon papunta sa retail location, and then yung sa retail location bibilin na ng mga customer.
It's no secret that restaurants have become increasingly creative with ways to drive sales this year, with custom meals kits being a wonderful uncle. Custom meals kits are made of pre-measured components to make a restaurant dish at home without the fear of unsafe food handling of the final product. Like pizza shops provided unbaked doubles, sauce, cheese, and other toppings, while sa ramen naman, they provide broth, noodles, proteins, vegetables, and garnishes. Ghost kitchen or virtual kitchens, as the future of food becomes increasingly takeout and delivery heavy, restaurants are no longer finding a need for a front of house dining area and are turning to a fully operated ghost kitchen model. Having just a kitchen cuts the cost of property rent, servers, furniture, bartenders, and electricity. Instead, the money goes towards
Size of retailers give them more power over vendors and the tools able to control their SCS. The size of retailers can indeed give them more power over vendors, enabling them to negotiate better terms, pricing, and service. With more leverage, retail can influence their supply chain strategies, or SCS, and takes control over aspects such as delivery, schedules, product quality, and even innovation. Oddly, retailers are more knowledgeable about their customers. This knowledge enables them to tailor their strategies, offerings, and marketing efforts more effectively, ultimately enhancing customer satisfaction and loyalty. This info is being shared with suppliers to plan production, promotion, deliveries, assortment, and inventory level. Sharing customer insight and data with supplier allows for more collaborative and efficient supply chain management. By providing suppliers with information on customer preference, demand forecast, and inventory schedules and plan promotion, ensure timely deliveries. adjust product assortment, and manage inventory levels more effectively.
Logistics involve the planning, implementation, and control of the movement of goods and services. It includes activities such as inventory management, warehouse management, and transportation management. Transportation is the physical movement of goods from one location to another, and it can involve various modes of transportation such as truck, ships, planes, and trains.
The supply chain is an essential component of any business operation. It involves the movement of goods and services from suppliers to manufacturers to distributors and finally to the end consumer.
Daryl Olindo, ang aking part po ay yung supply chain. Ang isang supply chain ay po ay kinakabilang po ng lahat ng mga hilaw na materyales at mga bahagi po na ginagawa sa isang produkto at pinapamahagi para paggawa at pagbenta. Ang kabaligtaran po nito, ang isang value chain ay sumasaklaw sa lahat ng mga individual na hakbang na ginagawa upang lumikha po ng isang mabiling produkto o mabilis makilala.
To improve product availability, we need to focus on these two techniques. First is to reduce stockouts. This will help your company to turn customers into repeat buyers and prevent them from switching to a competitor. Next is the tailored assortment. This is to meet the specific preferences and needs of a particular customer's segment or market by a curated selection of product that is customized. Doing this too will lead your SCM to greater sales, lower costs, higher inventory turnover, and lower markdown for retailers.
Higher ROI. An efficient ECM and IS can improve ROI because it increases sales. Customers are offered more attractive assortment that are in stock. Net profit, increased gross margin, and lower expenses. Special buying opportunities. Products bought at low cost. Improving GM margins. Lowering operating expenses by coordination and reducing TC, assets or inventory turnover. Efficient SC or supply chain leads to lower inventory levels. Lower investment, total assets are lower, so assets and inventory turnover also higher.
Strategy advantage is difficult to develop. Once developed, is sustainable is to keep competitive advantage, e.g. Walter Met high investment is SCM and also has larger economics of sales, different coordination within all arms of company.
Information flow. Step 1. Cashier scan the UPC or Universal Product Code and generates a sales receipt. A UPC code, which stands for Universal Product Code, ay isang maitim daw na linya na tumutulong sa pagtukoy ng isang produkto or in short ay barcode. Step 2. Info regarding the transaction is captured at POS terminal and sent to central computer system where it can be accessed by the planner of the product category. Naghahati daw sila ng ilang mga function kabilang ang pagplano, kontrol ng inventaryo, pamamahala ng mga budget at mga layunin sa pagbibenta at gayon din sa mga transaction sa punto ng pagbibenta at logistics. Or POS or point of shipment ay ang lokasyon kung saan pisikal na matatagpuan ang iyong produkto kapag ipinadala ito mula sa inyong pasilidad. Step 3. Our sales transaction data are sent to the distribution center. Sales transaction data ay impormasyon na itala sa panahon ng proseso ng isang transaksyon sa pagbibenta. At ito daw ay kailangan ipadala sa distribution center na kung saan saan nag-iimbak ng mga natapos na produkto bago sila kunin at ipack upang matupad ang mga order ng mga customers.
Buyer planner to vendor. Buyer planners oversee a company's vendors' relationships. Usual responsibilities of a buyer planner include placing work and purchase orders, identifying quality products at lowest prices, negotiating with vendors, preventing material shortage, and supporting other departments. Buyer planner to distribution center. Distribution centers are logistics facilities that store finished goods before they pick and pack to fulfill customer orders. In a sense, they can be thought of as specialized, strategically located warehouses.
Information flows. In step 6, manufacturing or manufacturer start to ship the order, then give an advice shipping notice to the receiver from them to easy tracking their order or how many it will be to be delivered. Step 7 is when the order is being received by the receiver. The planner will be advised and will pay the vendor. 5. In some point, the information sent to the store will be also gathered by the vendor.
Data warehouse. Purchase data collected at the point of sale collected in a huge database known as data warehouse. Information can be accessed at various levels. SKU vendor category, department, merchandiser, store division, company use to collect info about customer so as to modify promotions and products. For example, a data warehouse might combine customer information from an organization of point of sale systems, its mailings, list, website, and comment cards.
Electronic data interchange (EDI). Communications between vendors and retailers occur via EDI. It is a computer exchange of business documents in structured format. Specific symbols use benefits, reduce cycle time or time to place order and receipt. Improves overall quality with better record keeping and less errors. Data available in easy to read format. What is the function of EDI? EDI, which stands for electronic data interchange, is the intercompany communication of business documents in a standard format. The simple definition of EDI is that it is a standard electronic format that replaces paper-based documents such as purchase order or invoices. Meaning, kung dati pa magta-transmit ka ng mga docs, may assigned personnel tayong ginagamit. Sila yung messengers ngayon. Pwede na siya through technology by the help of EDI. Siya na yung gagawa para sa'yo at pwede mo na ipadala sa company na gusto mong padalhan. Kung dati kasi ang usual na ginagamit natin para makapagbigay ng docs is the help of papers naka-print out. Ngayon nag-isip na sila ng alternative way kung paano mas mapadali yung pagta-transmit ng mga docs with complete information. That's the way came up to build or discover EDI, and also the help of EDI, pwede na din tayo mapagbigay ng mga sales invoice or purchase order sa customer natin by the help of technologies to simplify EDI used to transmitting documents by help of technology to less paper costs.
Push and pull supply chain pull SC. ASC, wherein orders for merchandise are generated at store level on basis of sales data captured by POS terminal. Demand for an item pulls it through the SC. Less chance of stock out since inventory is based on consumer demand. Increases inventory turnover becomes useful when demand is erratic. Requires sophisticated, costly IT system. For some fashion merchandise, retailers cannot adjust inventory according to demand push SC. Her merchandise is allocated through the store on basis of forecasted demand. Forecast developed inventory shopped at regular intervals. Used for predictable demand, those related use a combination.
Full supply chain. A full supply chain is a logistics strategy where production is initiated in response to actual demand or consumption, rather than relying on forecast. In a full system, goods are produced only when there is a confirmed customer order or a clear signal of demand. This approach contrasts with the push system, where production is based on forecast and goods are pushed into the supply chain in anticipation of future demand.
My name is Caberanza Mendez, and this is Chapter 9. Push and pull strategy refers to two different approaches to managing the flow of goods in a supply chain management. A push strategy aims to keep products in stock even before the customers order them. A pull strategy produces goods in accordance with the demand of the customers. Here, merchandise is allocated through the store on basis of forecasted demand. Forecast develop inventory shipped at regular intervals. Used for predictable demand. Thus, retailers use a combination. A key advantage of a push strategy in a supply chain is better inventory control. Using the push strategy, manufacturers can produce products in advance, stock them, and then sell them with rising demands. This reduces the risk of stockouts. Notably, stockouts can lead to lost sales and customers' frustration. Further, manufacturers can also reduce the risk of overstocking and related costs by using a push strategy.
Logistics is the physical flow of the merchandise within the supply chain. It is the aspect of supply chain management, refers to the planning and implementation. Logistics refers to the overall process of managing how resources are acquired, stored, and transported to their final destination. So, example ko na lang po is yung tayo yung may-ari ng product, may magdi-deliver, then may mag-accept ng product natin, which is the receiver.
Smart part. Collaboration between vendors and retailers in social chain management. This po sa module, main objectives po nila is to make stock available in stores. Halimbawa, want ko mag-invest sa kanila, kumbaga, needs na may balik yung cost nila and yung investment, yun yung tubo. At syempre, sa customer na nanghanap buhay rin, need ko rin magtaas ng presyo para hindi ako malulugi. To come up both sides, their relationship to be compatible each other, to sharing information and ideas, to growing and high living. Bali, sa part ng report ko ay umiikot lang on how to manage their individual performance to handle social chain management to achieve their respective goals in public industry.
Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Anketaga and I'm one of the reporter of Group 2. So my topic is about the following. So first, using EDI, so used to transmit the purchase order info, reduces the time taken for retailers to place orders and for vendors to acknowledge the receipt and communicate delivery info. So, pag ginamit daw yung EDI, it makes it lessens or nababawasan yung trabaho in sending the information of that specific uh, information. So, for example, mag-order si retailer sa supplier, yung information na yun is makukuha na lang nila is through computer to computer. Then, mas madali na din makakapag-purchase yung retailer kasi hindi na nila kailangan one by one or specifically na i-written out or jot down yung mga i-order nila kasi the supplier itself provides the information already. Then the next is sharing information. So it says that excess inventory costs due to inability of vendors to know what actual level of store retail sales are. If they know they are increasing production schedule, can be planned accordingly. Walmart Retail Link data warehouse and decision support system that provides vendors with 2-year sales history and inventory levels for products across 5,000 stores. With sharing, thus, vendors can improve their sales forecast, production efficiency, and reduce excess inventory. So usually daw na nagkakos ng excess inventory is that yung information from the order itself to the retailer is that hindi fully given sa vendor. And if the vendor tracks down their inventory, hindi nila ito makikita kasi hindi naman kumpleto yung information na nakuha nila in purchasing their orders. So, sharing information talaga is the best way para ma-track down nila yung mga na-order nila to their suppliers, to retailers, and also to the vendors. Ang mangyayari dito is may win-win situation sila. Kasi when they're both sharing their information, matatrack down nila kung di kaya pala ako dito nagka-excess inventory kasi nag-increase pala ng inventory ang specific na store na to na pinag-orderan or pinag-deliveran ng retailer. So, win-win situation na lang din. Malaking bagay din na mag-share ng information both supplier, retailers, and vendors. So, that's all po.
Vendor Management Inventory or VMI is a partnership between a vendor and retailer in which the vendor takes control of the retailer's inventory. It's an inventory management system that puts the seller or the vendor in charge of inventory instead of the buyer.
Collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment involves retailers and vendors sharing forecasts and relevant business data to enhance supply chain efficiency and product replenishment. It encompasses collaborative planning between these entities. In this process, retailers provide sales and inventory information when utilizing the vendor-managed inventory or the VMI approach, while the vendor takes responsibility for inventory management. CPFR represents an evolved level of collaboration between retailers and vendors, where proprietary information such as business strategies, promotion plan, and new product development are shared. An example of CPFR in action is the partnership between Walter Mart and Procter & Gamble.
Radio Frequency Data Identification, RFID, it's a technology that allows an object or person to be identified at a distance using radio waves. These devices or tags are interested into ocean-going containers or shipping cartons behind merchandise.
Benefits of RFID: reduces warehouse and distribution labor costs.
reduces manual tracking and labor-intensive sensor for point and read approach, reduces point of sale labor costs, reduces cost for checking shelf inventory, increase the use of self-scan, and reduces the incidence of employee fraud, inventory savings, reduces errors, reduces debt, reduce out of stock condition. Nakakatulong para sa SC high cost of purchase, processing, and implementation.
Benefits of RFID: reduces warehouse and distribution labor cost, reduces manual tracking and labor-intensive sensor for point and read approach, reduces point of scale labor cost, reduces cost for checking shelf inventory, increases the use of self-scan, and reduces the incidence of employee fraud. Inventory savings: reduces error, reduces theft, reduces out-of-stock condition. Thus, it helps steep lines SC, high cost of purchase, processing, and implementation, e.g. Pantala.